Hey, everybody, look, we're live.
Yeah.
Barely.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I'm not feeling all that well.
Yeah.
I may not be here for the full show. We just depend on
Well, we'll see how it goes. And he's not really drinking because...
No, I'm not drinking.
I'm having a drink because shit, man, over the last 3 days we've had, I feel like I deserve one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You guys, as I said in the message, it's been a day. Well, I mean, the last 3 days have been a day, but
yeah,
holy fucking shit.
I think it was all interrelated now that I know more about it, what happened.
So let's establish a timeline,
yeah.
Okay? And so let me just say at the outset, I'm really sorry that we couldn't stream, you guys. I felt really bad. But the first day, I mean, Monday, we both just felt like hammered shit, and I don't feel like doing anything. And then yesterday, I felt pretty much okay, but he was just like, fuck this, I'm not getting out of bed. And I was like, okay, well, I didn't really want to do
it. For 3 days, she was in a cold sweat.
Pretty much, yeah.
Cold sweat the whole time.
Yep. And yeah, and I was like, well, I don't really feel the need to do the live stream without you because we were going to do Coming to America, and I knew you would probably want to talk about that. So I was like, well, I don't want to do it by myself, but I will say that I did do the movie retrospective that's coming out on Friday or Thursday if you're a patron. I did do that by myself because I didn't want to, because it needed to get recorded and I didn't want to drag him out of bed to do it. And it was mostly like a movie I wanted to do anyway, so I wasn't really worried about it. So the movie retrospective this week will be just me. But, okay, so this is what happened. Now, like I said, let's establish a timeline for what happened, and then we'll say what we thought it was, and then today... Now, there were new situations arose that probably... Okay, so Sunday night, you had made keema for dinner. Which is,
it's like a Pakistani ground beef stew.
Yeah, like a soup. Yeah. Or a thin stew, I guess you would call it.
Right.
So we ate it for dinner Sunday night. It was delicious. Everything was fine. Monday, we had some leftovers, so we heated up the leftovers for lunch. And we ate them, and then like an hour or so later...
We both got sick at the same time.
Yeah, like I'm sitting here in my office going, man, I feel like crap. It's like I could barely keep my eyes open. I said, I think I'm going to throw up. And it's like I felt really shitty. And then for a little while, I was just I could kind of write it off. Maybe I didn't get that good of sleep or whatever. But then like after I started feeling like, no, maybe I'm going to puke. Like Tom came in the office. He's like, I feel like crap. I think I'm going to throw up. I'm like, dude, me too. Yeah. And then we were kind of like...
She had already thrown up.
No, I threw up later.
Oh, did you throw up later?
Yeah, I hadn't thrown up at that point. I just kind of felt nauseated, like I was going to.
Okay.
So we both were like, we both felt like
I went
shit.
back in my room there.
Yeah.
And the thing is that I don't know, I don't know if you guys have, how long you've been listening to the show. I've mentioned it before. I can throw up at will.
Yeah.
I learned to do it in the Army. It sounds fucking crazy. But in basic and AIT, they'd force feed us water and they'd punish us by making us drink entire canteens of water. And they would just make you drink until you threw up. So what you learned how to do eventually, some of you guys in basic, back in my era, you just learned that you can drink a canteen of water and then throw up immediately, and then you don't have to go through the damn torture of fucking drinking 4 of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I went in there and just fucking threw up. It felt good. I felt better instantly. But then I went into bed, got in bed, and fell asleep. And slept for almost 3 days, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't have any diarrhea until like last night.
Some people are saying that the audio sounds kind of janky, but it's just kind of like, well, I'm not sure if I can do anything about it now. Nothing has changed, although I will say that Pookie ran in here earlier and like kind of ran all over the desk, so I don't know if she did that. But
maybe you turn the volume down a little bit. Is it buzzing?
It's the same. It's the same. I haven't touched anything on it.
So whatever it was, I was trying to purge it out.
Well, what happened to me? Like, you came in and said you felt like crap. I was like, yeah, me too. And he's like, I can't do the stream today. I'm like, yeah, I don't think I want to do it either. I could barely get any work done because I was like, my head was fucking falling out of my desk and shit like that. And then, so he's like, fuck it, I'm just going back to bed. So he went and laid down. I was trying to get work done like a dumbass. And then, so I just started feeling really nauseated. I was kind of trying to fight it off because for some reason I hate to throw up. I really hate it.
I don't fight it. I enjoy it.
So see, I don't know why. I just really don't like to do it. So I really try not to. And then, so a few times I kind of felt like I was going to, but then I didn't, and like nothing came up. And then finally, like at about 4:30 in the afternoon, I was like, uh-oh. And then like I ran to bed and I was like puked everywhere. And I was just like, oh man. And then like, but after that, I was like, oh, I feel a lot better. You know what I mean? Because I threw up a lot. And then I felt better for a little while. I was like, okay, that's cool. You know, and I came back and I got some more shit done. And then I thought I was fine. And then an hour later, I was like, uh-oh, again. And then I threw up again. I'm like, how could I have any fucking food left in my goddamn stomach? I just couldn't figure it out. So
You're saying that it sounds bad. Unplug it and plug it back in.
wait, is this the...
That's it. It's this one.
Yeah, hold on. Which one is it? I don't know which one it is. Hold on. Don't knock everything
This
over.
one. Okay, see how it's is it better?
Okay, can anybody... Are you guys kind of like... Can you hear us now? I know I sound like that commercial. Man, now everything's all fucked up over here.
They're not fucking responding.
Well, maybe it doesn't
They're talking
sound...
to each other.
Maybe it doesn't sound weird. I mean, it looks like it's still doing it.
They said it's a bit cleaner.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, like I said, after we do the stream, I'll just have to fucking... Yeah, that's a bit better. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, don't fuck with that too much.
How's it now? Better?
It's the same. We hear you.
They're
I can
saying
hear. Sounds fine. Okay. Maybe it's fine. I don't know. Who fucking knows? But yeah, so...
They said it sounds like the volume's too high.
That's really weird because I'm pretty sure I turned the gain all the way down. On the back. On the back. On the back. On the back.
Don't get saucy with me, Bernays.
Yeah, see, the gain is all the way down.
We'll put it towards the middle.
No. You don't want to do that. You turned this up.
Yeah,
is what you did. Is probably why. Good job. It's okay. I don't know. Sounds okay to me. Some people are saying it's a bit better. It's a bit better again. It just sounds like the volumes. Yeah, I think that's the problem we were having before. It doesn't look like it's recording from any other source. Nobody's getting an echo, right? So maybe it's just that. But like I said, the gain's still all the way down because I think that was a problem too. I think the gain was too high before when I had it all down. But yeah, so yeah, I had barfed a bunch of times, and then I went in the room to see if he was okay, and then he was sleeping, and he'd been sleeping like all day.
I slept for 2 days.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about the first day.
Yeah.
And he'd been sleeping all day, and I was like, yeah, I just like barfed up, shit I ate like 3 months ago. And he was like, oh, he's like, maybe I should throw up. I'm like, dude, I'm pretty sure now that it's food poisoning, right? I mean, we thought...
Yeah.
It was weird because we'd eaten the stuff Sunday, and it was fine. And then Monday, there really seemed to be no reason. But I was like, it's got to be that because it happened. It came on like an hour after we ate, and we both started feeling like crap at the same time.
I threw the food away. I was wondering, I'm real good with food service safety, and I was like, I don't understand how that could have spoiled. The only thing I was thinking is that the night before, maybe it was too warm when I put it away because I had it in a pot and I put the cover back on the pot.
Although you don't usually do that.
Well, if it stays a certain temperature for too long in the center of it, it can kind of fester. But usually you can taste it, and it wasn't like it was a big pot. You know what I mean? So it wouldn't have stayed warm for long.
Yeah.
So that might not be good. Okay. So anyway,
well, people are saying it's like too loud, so I'm just like backing it up a little bit.
Zach just sent us something. I can't read it yet.
Oh, thanks, Zach.
Go ahead and read it.
In 2013, I had food poisoning so bad my stomach was messed up for 2 weeks afterward, and I barfed so often I felt like I worked out for 12 hours straight. Yeah. It's just, I was really kind of happy because, well, after that, we were kind of like, okay, well, it had to be food poisoning.
That was the only thing I had. That was the only thing I had that I could.
That was the only thing we had eaten, and we had both eaten it. And even though we'd eaten it on Sunday and nothing had happened, we figured, well, maybe while we were preparing it, maybe we touched something dirty and it you know what I mean? And maybe there was cross-contamination. That's all we could figure out.
I couldn't understand it. That was the only thing I could suspect was that it must have been that food. Until today.
And then today, okay, so this is what happened. This is and it seemed unrelated until...
Yeah.
So today, I go to do a load of laundry, like I do pretty much every other day. And while I'm doing the laundry, while the water is draining out of the thing in the washing machine, the water underneath our toilet and in the bathtub started backing up.
Yeah. And I was in there watching some YouTube, YouTube, and I was in our bedroom, and I heard bloom, 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 something gargling, and I went up and looked at the big bathtub, and it was filling up with sewage.
Yep.
I was going, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
And then I saw clear water coming out of the stall where the toilet is, because
the toilet's in its own.
it's in its own little
closet.
stall. It's in its own little. We got a master bedroom type bathroom. What would you call that?
Well, that's like one of those big,
It's like a bathroom. It's a whole room you take a bath in.
Well, yeah, there's a stand-up shower and there's a big garden tub.
Yeah.
And the toilet is in its own little in its own little room.
So I look at the toilet, and clear water is coming out from the.
Thank you, Ken, for the Pepto TP and Imodium AD fund.
Yeah. Clear water is coming up out underneath the bottom of the toilet, and there's little specks of fucking stuff in it. And I'm going, shit, that's fucking sewage.
Shit, that's shit.
Yeah. And so I called Jenny. I said, what the fuck is happening? And she's looking at it, and I'm looking in the damn bathtub, and I see fucking jellified fucking toilet paper.
And I was like, oh,
inside the tap,
no.
and I'm going, oh shit. And it was because of the dryer was going through its fucking,
Or the washing machine.
Dude, the washing machine was emptying out all the water from it, getting ready to go into the spin cycle. So I said, something's been backed up in this plumbing system.
And I came and I checked because I have a bathroom right here, like off my office. And that was fine. Like the water in the toilet there was low, but like nothing was coming up through the shower drain or anything like that. So I said it must just be like at our end of the house, because this is from the opposite end of the house as the bedroom is.
And it dawned on me. Okay. The day that we got sick, right before I went out there and heated that food up, she was doing laundry, and I found water around the bottom of the toilet.
Yeah.
And I used a fucking
And
mop.
mopped it up.
And mopped it up.
Because we didn't think anything about it. We just thought.
Yeah, it didn't look like sewage or smell like sewage. I thought it maybe maybe it had come out through the back. You know how you had that damn, I don't know. It wasn't much. It was like glass of it.
Yeah, it wasn't it. Well, hi, Pookie. What's up? She's looking up at me like, what are you talking about?
So I mopped it up. Make a long story short, I believe that was E. coli poisoning.
Or something, or it could be staph infection, too.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, no.
What the fuck?
No.
No, Pope.
I thought she was going to go behind it, and then she was like, see, she's been doing this all day because
Stop it.
Tom's been like coughing, and then he was mopping the floors, and we were bleaching everything, and so she was just like freaking out, and she ran in here earlier, and like she knocked this other monitor over. She was like trying to hide behind the thing. Poor little baby.
No.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. I think she's asking.
Dan says, cat.
Yeah, so to get sick from raw sewage, it only takes some microscopic fucking droplets.
Yeah, it might have been,
It might have been airborne, and maybe I breathed some of it in, or some of it got on my hands, or when I went to wash that mop out and wring the mop out, I didn't fully sanitize it somehow, and I mean, I don't remember touching the food, but it just doesn't matter, you know what I mean? It was in there.
A particle could have got on your clothes, or it could have got,
transferred somewhere. So I don't think it was food poisoning. I think it was E. coli or staph. Somehow.
Well, I
ate it.
I thought that's what it was anyway, but it's like we just figured out where the source of it probably was.
Yeah.
And we figured out, because we're sitting in there going...
We figured out why it backed up, too.
Yeah. Okay, so for a long time, like I said, we have a stand-up shower, and we use that all the time. We have like a big garden-style tub, but I've hardly ever used that like the whole 10 years we've lived here, just because it drained really slow.
Yeah, it always drained really slow.
The plumbing in this place I always thought was like really shitty, because like even the plumbing in the shower backs up every now and then, but I always thought, oh, that's just because of my stupid fucking hair like coming out in clumps every time I
I'm
fucking
sitting in
wash
there
it.
fucking putting Drano through it and clearing it out constantly.
It's like we always
we were wrong.
It was the fucking bathtub. This whole time, the whole fucking 10 years
we were here,
there has been shit, like there's been stuff like backing up in that bathtub, and it was fucking up everything.
Yeah, and it was it had the kind of bathroom drain where it's got a lid on it, and you pick it up and turn it. And
you go like that.
Right. I didn't know. I always hated that thing. I like a real plug, like a rubber plug. Too. Yeah. Well, once it got raw sewage in it, I was like, I got to get this out of here somewhere, somehow. And
he's a hero. He fucking
that's too.
That's so fucking gross.
So I'm like, I was like, you can't have that in the house.
Well, I'm like, better you than me, because I've just been puking the whole time. I'd have been like, so I can't even clean out the cat.
So I'm looking at that thing. I says, how do I take that apart? Well, you go on YouTube. You got to just pick it up, lift it, pull on it.
See, the internet is wonderful.
Spin it, and it'll come off. So
anything you want to learn how to do.
Yeah, that's all you got to do. So I added more water to it first. You know what I mean, to dilute it, get it. You know what I mean. I wanted it to be nice and weak. I didn't want extra strength raw sewage, so I diluted
extra strength raw sewage.
So I diluted that shit first, and then I took the top off, and fucking heard it go clunk. I went, what? And I reached down in there and pulled it out, and there was a big wad of fucking hair and pieces of plastic, and 2 quarters that had been in there for fucking forever.
Yeah, they were like black.
2 quarters, yeah. Since we've been here, somebody
that must have been the people that lived here before us.
Those 2 quarters, what they were doing is caused a clog that was real bad, and because we weren't using the bathtub over time, somehow the clog got worse, and it had to do with ventilation. I don't know everything. I don't really understand everything about how plumbing works, but that shit has to be ventilated, or you don't have proper flow.
Yeah, Ken was saying earlier that they'd had like an air bubble or an air pocket or something like that.
Yeah.
So it must have been an air pocket in the tub, and it was because it was backing up the toilet, the shower,
and
the washing machine. Because it's all kind of on the same side of the house.
As soon as I took those 2 coins out of there and
pulled everything out of
everything left the damn house.
Went right down.
Yeah.
And I did another load of laundry after that.
Yep.
No problem at all.
And then turn the damn shower on, and it doesn't even fucking collect water in the bottom of the shower. It just goes right out through the bottom.
Thank fuck. It was so hard to clean the fucking bitch.
Sometimes it would get to where you'd be standing in an inch of water. And I'd be over there trying to plunge the damn thing. I'd take the fucking grill off and plunge it, and I'm like, why does this water not go down? Sometimes it would.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes it would
go down. Sometimes it's fine. Yeah, it's just, that's what it was.
And yeah, I went up to, because he was like, he's like, okay, well, I can't leave this bathroom because this is a biohazard area. So I said, well, I hadn't been in there. So I said, okay, I'm going to put on some shoes. I'm going to run up to Walgreens. I'm going to get some Drano and some bleach and a whole bunch of other stuff. I had a little bit of bleach, but not a lot. Yeah. So I said, I'm going to go get a whole lot of bleach and a whole lot of Drano.
Yeah.
And so here's the shitty thing. I went to Walgreens, which is that's like less than a mile from our house. It's like right around the corner. I go there, they had all kind of bleach, so I got a big fucking jug of bleach, I got some bleach spray, I got some bleach gel, I got all kind of shit. And then they had 0 Drano. No Drano, no liquid plumber, no nothing. They had nothing. And I was just kind of like, what the fuck, man? So then I had to drive again to fucking Publix, and they were also out of Drano, although they did have liquid plumber. So I got like 2 big, huge things of liquid plumber. So we came back to the house, we poured Drano down every available drain, put bleach all over everything, filled the tub up with bleach water. We like fucking bleached the mop. We bleached the floor. We bleached everything. So hopefully everything's okay. We're trying to keep Beijing out of there because she really, really digs the smell of bleach, and we didn't want her. She mostly does. I don't think she licks it or anything. I think she just likes to roll around in it, which is
She's
weird.
a rag doll. They like the smell of bleach.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what. I think a few other breeds too, but we were looking that up because every time I clean the bathroom with bleach spray or something like that, you have to keep her out of there because she just it's like catnip.
Yeah.
She'll come in there and be like, wow, bleach. And she just like rolls. I have a video of her doing it. It's like the craziest fucking thing you've ever seen. She fucking loves bleach.
She's
so
going
much.
better bleach everything. Yeah, everything.
Yeah, we did.
I bleached everything down. Fucking took all my clothes off. Fucking put the clothes all fucking back in the washer. Fucking all kinds of stuff. I disinfected everything.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really happy that that's fixed now.
That's what it was.
It had to be that. I mean, all that's because, like I said, and we didn't notice it because we hardly ever use the tub.
Yeah.
The only time I turn the water on is to clean it.
It took a long time for it to reach critical mass.
That's what I was thinking.
It got to the point where it couldn't. It caused huge air pockets to form.
And then it was like backing everything up into the fucking washing machine and everything like that.
So,
but I kind of feel like
the whole getting sick thing, I don't think had anything to do with that food now.
Well,
because I didn't know that was raw sewage.
Well, yeah. Well, like I said, you wouldn't.
Yeah, it didn't smell like it, and it didn't look like it. It looked like clear water.
Now, you know
Looked like
what?
it came right out.
Now that I'm thinking about it, this is like the grossest discussion ever. I told you guys it was going to be gross. Now that I'm thinking about it, every now and then, because like I said, the shower would back up like every now and then. It's kind of a recurring problem. Like I said, and he always kind of blamed it on my hair. I thought it was my hair too, to be honest with you. But a few times in the past, there have been like little puddles of water.
That's it. That's
like
what it
underneath the toilet.
That's what it is.
And it's like, you don't really notice it because you're just kind of like, oh, maybe the toilet, maybe it's got a little leak or something like that somewhere. But then it doesn't happen again. So then you're just kind of like, oh, well, whatever.
That's what it was. It was only about 3 inches thick in the toilet and real shallow.
Yeah.
That's the way it was when I first saw it. But then when it was backing up real bad today, I ran over there and looked at it, wanted to see if there was any water there, and it was squirting out like it was squirting out from a hose.
Yeah.
Yeah. It filled that cubicle. Yeah. And it had little
gross.
fucking yellow flakes floating in it.
At least it didn't smell that bad.
No.
I mean, it smelled kind of bad.
You could tell it was sewage then.
Yeah. And I mean, in this other bathroom, we didn't have anything coming up in this other bathroom, but you could smell a little bit if you were searching for it. It wasn't so much where you'd walk in and be like, holy shit. It wasn't like that.
You do not want shit in your house, people. And then I was confined to
Pro tip.
I was confined into that fucking bathroom because I was wearing boots.
And you had it all over,
And it was all over my boots.
That's why he said, I can't leave the bathroom.
Leave the bathroom.
Go to Walgreens, get some bleach.
'Cause I didn't want to walk across the carpet in the shit.
Yeah.
Because you're just tracking it everywhere.
Because I only had, like I said, about a half a bottle of bleach spray. Because our big jug was gone, so I had to go up and get another bunch of jugs of bleach.
Yeah, but no, I thought I did something wrong with food storage, but no, that was either a coli or staph from dealing with Ross.
I suspected it was staph even from the beginning because I didn't think it had anything to do with the food itself. I thought it was some kind of cross-contamination from somewhere. I said, you know what, maybe one of the cats climbed up on the counter like while we weren't looking.
Yeah, and they came out of the cat box.
And then they just came out of the cat box because it's like I don't usually see them do that, but every now and then I'll come out in the morning and Pookie will be like up on the bar and I'll be like, hey. And then she'll be like, what? I wasn't on the bar. I don't know what you ate.
Something that got contaminated with particles off of that fucking sewage somehow.
Yeah.
We shared a drink or something and forgot it. Something like that.
It had to be something like that.
Something like that.
But the weird thing is, like, my symptoms...
Or maybe I pulled bowls down and fucking wiped my bowls with the hand, like, or something. Oh, you know what it was?
What?
I know what it was. The rice came out of that Ziploc bag, and I fucking put the rice into one bowl, all right?
See, that's why I told you to throw the rice away, too.
Yeah, we did throw the rice. And fucking I put it into one bowl, and reached and grabbed into that bowl and put it into 2 bowls. So that would have been enough. Mystery
solved.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mystery solved.
Yeah, because too much came out in one bowl.
Yeah.
And, my hands were clean.
But like I said, all it takes is just one little...
Yeah, I had washed my hands, but I didn't wash them like I knew I had just been dealing with raw sewage. You know what I mean? I'd have hit them bitches with bleach and all kinds of stuff, Yeah,
like I said, you weren't thinking about it.
I wasn't really thinking about it, right. So that's all I was
the top poisoned you.
I touched the food. Yeah. Yeah, I remember I touched the rice.
Yeah.
That's probably
okay, well, that explains it.
And that's how you got it. I would have got it anyway because it probably would have been on me. I'd have been touching my own pants or something like that, or fucking, which is maybe why I got it worse. Yeah,
because I was gonna say that I puked like apocalyptically like 2 times. Felt like I was gonna puke a few times after that, but then didn't, or nothing came up. But those 2 times, like I said, I threw up shit that I ate like months ago. But it felt good. Like afterward, I was like, "Whoa, thank God!" Like everything was emptied. But then, like the next day, I had like real bad acid reflux, like all that night, probably until about 3 or 4 a.m. Because I slept for about 12 hours, like off and on after that. But when I woke up the next morning, I felt pretty much okay. I didn't go on my hike because I was like, I don't think it's a good idea because I felt kind of weak. So I said, well, I'll just like, sleep in a little bit and rest some. But I felt pretty much okay. And then I got up about 9 or 10 a.m. I said, I think I'm not hungry, but you know, even though obviously yesterday I didn't eat anything because the one thing that I ate, I threw it all back up. I was like, I'll just eat like 2 pieces of toast. And if that stays down, then later I'll eat something else, you know? So I did that and the toast was fine. And then like a few hours after that, I said, okay, well, I'll just have like a bowl of chicken soup. And that was fine too. And then I'm like, okay, well, I must be fine. But then you still felt really, really bad. Like yesterday, I don't think you were even any better. No. Really. You stayed in bed all day yesterday.
Yeah, I was in bed for 2 days. Yeah, I already pretty much did that. And everything's all bleached down. It's good. I'm talking about fill the tub up with water and bleach and everything. And
yeah, we did that.
Talking to the landlords. There's really no use in talking to the landlords. I got a really good relationship with them.
Yeah, they're nice.
A lot of the shit for them, and they just take it out for my rent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I already fixed it because I traced it. It was there were 2 quarters. We're stuck.
I wonder how long those have been in there. I think they were quarters. I think they were quarter size, and I could just see. I mean, they were black, but you could barely kind of see the little eagle on there.
They were corroded because I'd been putting Drano down in there to try to unplug that thing.
Yeah, they must have been down there for more than 10 years. And it was blocking up the fucking tub. I said, "Oh, now the tub. Now we can maybe actually use it."
Yep. And having that clog in there, fucking caused big air bubbles to form. And you couldn't get proper flow.
Yep.
So, but no, everything's. As soon as we fucking cleared that, everything in the house started working fantastic.
Which I'm really happy about. Who would have thought the whole time, like the whole time we've lived here, and I bitched about like, man, the plumbing in this place is so shitty.
It was just those.
And it was just that fucking bathtub. It was that bathtub causing all the problems. But you know, who knew? But well, that's the thing, and it's like we were actually going to, because I told them before we had figured out what it was. I was kind of like, well, we should call the landlord and have them call a plumber and sort this shit out because, you know, they own like 12 or how many houses do they own?
They own 40 of these things.
Oh, they own 40 houses. Okay, they rent them out to people.
Yeah.
And so they're really nice, and it's like a family.
Yeah, they're from Spain.
Yeah. And you know, they, like I said, they like us because we take care of the shit. We don't bother them unless it's something really like, you know, the air conditioning or something like that, you know, or the roof or whatever. But I was like, well, maybe we should call them and see if they know a plumber that can come. And then he was like, well, it'll probably take a few days. I said, well, maybe we should just call a plumber and pay for it. Yeah. And then he was like, no, I'm pretty sure. Then he was like, no, I think it's the tub.
Yeah, because just process of elimination.
Yeah.
And I kept tracing it back to that fucking bathtub.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Well, yeah, like I said, now that you fixed that, it's kind of like everything seems to be working fine. I did a load of towels in the washer. And
why was it trying to vent there? Why did it all come up out of that bathtub if it was trying to vent there?
Yeah.
It tells you that there was a clog.
Yeah. And like I said,
trying to vent gas there.
The tub's been like that forever, which is why I don't really use it. Like I said, the only time I turn that water on ever is when I'm cleaning the tub, and it always takes like forever for the water to drain out because it's just like really, really slow. And I always thought, oh, well, you know, I thought because of that and because of the shower, I was just like, well, you know, the plumbing in this place is just really shitty or it's really cheap or whatever.
Yeah, T, you can drink from the tap here.
Yeah,
we filter everything. But
we have a Brita and we have a filter in the front of the refrigerator.
Yeah, our refrigerator dispenses ice in it.
But I drink water out of the tap all the time. Yeah. Well, shit, I'm too lazy if I get out of bed in the middle of the night. I'm too lazy to go to the kitchen and get water. I'll just drink it out of the bathroom tap. Because I'm fucking gross. It's just water. I've been drinking tap water out of Florida taps since I was a child. Yeah. I mean, when I was growing up, I didn't have filters or anything like that. I just drank water right out of the sink. I don't care.
You didn't have bottled water.
And I'm still alive.
The South didn't have bottled water. That's a fucking Yankee concept.
Now, the only place I was at that I wouldn't drink water out of the tap was my aunt and uncle's house, which was in Ormond Beach, which is a little bit north of Daytona Beach. And for some reason, their water tasted like, it didn't taste like sulfur or anything like that, because sometimes you get that. Their water tasted like grass. It tasted like water that had been sitting on the grass. You know what I mean? And if for some reason I just couldn't get into it. But the water I drank at like all the houses I grew up in just tasted like water. It didn't taste like anything. Yeah. You know what I mean? It wasn't bad.
I remember when we were kids, first time we saw a bottle of Perrier water? It was back in, what, late 70s?
That was like super fancy back then. It was like
Yeah,
Perrier.
what the fuck is this? They're selling us water, and they're putting the water in a bottle? Oh, we gotta try this. You taste it, and
They're like, what?
It's like shit.
It's just water. What
Yeah, it tastes like shit. Yeah.
Well,
Why are they selling us this? You know?
Well, it's isn't Perrier's carbonated, or am I thinking of something else?
Yeah.
I'm like, why the fuck would I want
Sparkling
carbonated
water.
Yeah.
Tastes like shit.
It does. I don't like that.
Shit needs to be sweetened.
Well, the only thing that's good for is mixing it with like liquor.
Gin, yeah, or something.
Right. It's like, why else does it exist? I don't want to drink it by itself.
So I had a bad experience with bottled water at first. It took me a while to get used to that. I mean, and then remember that it started to become cheaper if you put it in plastic.
Yeah. Filthy Gardner says alligators pour out from Florida's taps.
Yeah.
That probably happened at some point. And Tila says Perrier tastes like water with baking soda in it. Yeah, that's exactly what it tastes like. It's like, who the fuck would want to drink
I
that?
couldn't understand that, man.
Like I said, mix it with gin. Okay, now you're talking. But other than that, no thanks.
No. we were in Mississippi just trying to fathom that shit. Came in that pretty green bottle. You know what I mean? It had a commercial on television.
Yeah.
Trying to get us to buy that fucking water.
Yeah.
That shit tasted like shit. Tasted terrible.
I still remember one of the funniest
tap
things.
water's much better.
Well, yeah, and like I said, everywhere, and I don't know, I can't speak to all of Florida, just where I grew up in Florida, other than that, with the exception of that one neighborhood where my aunt and uncle lived, where their water tasted weird and grassy.
Yeah.
But I think everywhere else that I lived in the central Florida area, the tap water tasted just fine. It didn't taste weird. It didn't taste like anything. You know what I mean? Although I will say, I think where we live now, I think we have a little bit of a hard water problem, because sometimes the water will turn the shower orange.
Yeah.
Like
that comes and goes, you notice that?
Yeah. So you know what I mean? So that's probably what my insides look like. They're all rusty. Yeah. That's what isn't that funny? That's what my grandmother used to say. Because all I would ever drink when I was growing up was water. I didn't like soda. Yeah. And she always said, drinking all that water, it'll rust your pipes. That's what she used to say, my grandma. All she ever drank was Coca-Cola. So.
All right. Been talking to some of you guys directly on here. Jenny and I are rewatching Spartacus. Sand and Blood.
Blood and Sand.
Just the first season. Sand and Blood.
It's Blood and Sand.
Yeah. Well,
I didn't know they made 4 seasons.
They made 4 seasons. We've only seen 2.
We saw the first one, and then we started watching the second one, and it wasn't as good. So I think we
no.
Did we finish the second one?
Yeah.
I don't remember anything.
The second one is told from another about the other guy.
Yeah.
So that one was good too. And then that was season 3 that we started and didn't like.
Oh, okay. I'm just remembering.
That had the new
new guy. Yeah. Well, because the original guy died.
I'm pretty sure it was season 3. Anyway, if you guys haven't seen that, you guys might want to check out Spartacus. That's a gladiator fucking movie. You know what I mean?
It's very much like 300.
Yeah, it's what I would call macho sexual.
That's a new one.
Yeah. Not metrosexual, it's matrosexual. It's nothing but fucking hot muscle dudes and hot women fucking walking around half naked.
So many boobies.
Yeah.
So much
fighting each other and fucking cutting each other's heads off.
Yeah. It's pretty
cutting people's faces off. Just
blood everywhere.
Yeah, fucking married couples with their fucking sex slaves fucking doing the fluffing on them before they get in, and then there's all kinds of fucking cool shit happens in it. About Roman gladiator guy running a Roman gladiator school, and he's living beyond his means. He's constantly falling into debt. He's got to do all this fucking dastardly shit. It's badass. It's pretty accurate to Roman culture and gladiatorial sports. My knowledge of Roman culture, ancient Roman culture, and Roman history is pretty good. And it does. A lot of the series matches up. Now, not all the fashion does, but the real Roman fashion wouldn't look that good on camera.
It's cinematic.
It's cinematic, right? Some of the helmets and shit they used were kind of from the wrong era, But the Helvetii didn't fucking look the way they did, but they did that in 300 too.
Yeah, they kind of made some of the people, like, some of their enemies look like monsters essentially.
Yeah.
Like, or human monster hybrids, I guess.
Right.
Tammy said, what is it on? It was on Stars, but you can watch it on Amazon Prime with commercials. They have all 4 seasons on there, but, like, we've seen, the first one's the best one. I haven't seen 3 and 4. We started watching, like I said, we've maybe seen 2, but I don't remember that much about it. So maybe the first season is from 2010.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they're talking about Crixus. Yeah, Crixus was good.
I mean, if you like 300, you'd probably be super into it. And plus, I love, one of my favorite things about the show, because I guess I'm a writer and I'm really into, like, language. And
It's got really good writing.
And I love swearing. Yeah. So I really like all the Roman-specific, like, ancient Roman-specific swears that they come up with.
Getting hit in the head with Jupiter's cock.
I mean...
Heaven rolling back and having Jupiter drop his nuts on you. They just say all this shit.
I mean, I just love that. So
yeah, fucking Pluto's fucking me in the ass. They fucking say the fucking crazy shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, well, that's kind of what I don't know if that's exactly what they would say, but that's kind of what you would say. You would make, because most swears came from, like, religion or being, like, blasphemous, right? Yeah. So.
Well, actually, no, having Jupiter fucking drop his cock on you would not be blasphemous to an ancient Roman. But
no, I just meant that.
Yeah, it was, but that was just fucking. They were talking. They just had, they were constantly bringing up the gods and how the gods were fucking them.
Yeah.
With misfortune and shit.
Yeah, the gods are shitting on me today and stuff like that.
Here, put some of this in your mouth. And they just fucking funny.
Batiata.
Yeah, fucking Batiata's just fucking. And he's a real.
Oh, the gods are pissing and shitting on me today, and that
here,
stuffing it in my mouth is
now. Put it in your mouth. Like a put it in your mouth. What the fuck is wrong with this? Like he's losing his mind and shit. Fucking.
I think Batiata's was probably and his wife were probably like my favorite characters.
Yeah, and his wife is played by Lucy Lawless.
Yeah.
And she's just like at the zenith of her hotness. She's probably about 50.
Yeah, she's super hot.
Fucking incredibly hot.
And I love her and that catty bitch that's on there.
They're having threesomes and shit eventually and fucking smacking each other in the ass. It's damn near soft. It's damn near pornographic. I mean, it's softcore.
It's softcore porn, sure.
But it's definitely, they're fucking.
I mean, if you're into blood and gore and boobies, I mean.
Well,
it's pretty fucking good.
Just take the kind of the flower of humanity, which is sex, violence, and corruption, and just fucking lust for power, and they fucking turn that all the way up. Back. Yeah. And that's the way Roman elites were. They were, by today's standards, they were kind of demonic. They were demonic, basically.
Scribble Official says she was hot as fuck in Ash vs. Evil Dead. I agree. That was actually one of my favorite series from the last few years, Ash vs. Evil Dead. That was fucking amazing. I still laugh about Bruce Campbell coming out of that corpse's asshole.
Yeah.
Beesna says you see penis in it. No,
you do.
No erect penises, but you do see a lot of limp penises, yeah.
Yeah,
because a lot of the gladiators at the school are like naked all the time. Like they would have.
Yeah, and they did. It's accurate, pretty accurate. Yeah. And all the slaves the slaves in the Ludus all kind of had their own intrigues going on where they were trying to hook up with each other, and some of them were having sex with the main champion gladiator. His name's Crixus, and Jenny and I was looking at him. I'm looking at this dude and I'm going, Jenny, you know what, Jenny? Says that's a real good looking dude, and she's like, eh. And I was like, I'm thinking, I said, man, I fucking wish I looked like that dude. Okay. Anyway, he's hooking up with his fucking with Batiatas, his fucking master's wife. And he's fucking giving her gifts and shit with his little meager winnings, and she's fucking eating it up and fucking his attentions and shit, and fucking it's just. But then, like, her fluffer, which is like her fucking handmaiden, is really in love with him, and he's kind of in a way getting all the women, Crixus.
Yeah.
Fucking, he shows up to the fucking gladiator fights and fucking all these rowdy women fucking showing him their tits, and he's like going, yeah, right on,
This is the good life, right here.
Yeah, they love it. They love the shit, And it's just a real good writing, good human stories, a lot of fucking combat,
a lot of fucking
inhuman cruelty, fucking just inhuman wastes of people's lives. Just remember when they fucking that hasn't happened. I forgot the blonde curly hair guy who sold himself into slavery.
Yeah.
They killed him at a party.
Yeah.
Just on a dare.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because. Well, if you have money, then what does it matter if he dies?
Right, it's because life was meaningless.
Yeah, and Badiatus was like, he was like, well, I paid good money for that dude, you know what I mean? Fucking, and he goes, no, it should be to the death, you know, and fucking killed the dude at a party. They weren't even at a damn fucking, and made Spartacus do it.
Yeah, because rich people are like, dance, peasants dance.
Yeah.
For our entertainment.
Yeah, they'd grab them and make them have sex with each other, and they'd sit there and watch at the dinner party.
Yeah, and like I said, that crazy catty twat that's on there.
Yeah, she goes, he busted into that and shit. Fucking, he put on a good show.
All like, make him do it again.
I'm gonna make him do it again.
She's the worst.
Yeah, make him do it again. And he's just like, oh, bitch, refractory period, man. God damn. Fucking. I know I'm 27, but fucking stop, bitch.
Please just give me 5 minutes. Give me, says, we don't have Viagra.
At least bring a new one in here. You know,
yeah, it's like, what? I gotta fuck the same one?
Well, you know, hey, I come from an animal breeding background. I know exactly how it is. Bring the next mayor in here.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, he'll be good to go. You know, he's like, oh, a new one. Okay, yeah.
All right, I'm ready.
I'll get this one too. You know?
It's a fun show, is what we're saying.
Yeah.
We just decided it was weird because we saw it probably a year or two after it came out, I think. Because I think, wasn't it on Netflix for a short time? We didn't see it right when it came out because I don't think we had stars. But, we weren't even living here then, I don't think. And I know we were here when we watched it. So I think we saw it a year or two after it came out. And then for just whatever reason, like last night, I was just kind of like, yeah, I'm kind of tired. It's like, I don't really feel like watching anything in particular. And he's like, for some reason, I really want to rewatch Spartacus, like the series. And I was like, okay.
I want to see if it held up. It got better with age.
Like I said, it's very, very 300 in the sense that it's not quite as comic booky, but it does have a lot of those like freeze frame kind of like blood splatter, like arm flying, shit like that. It does have that kind of stuff, but it's not quite as comic booky, like I said. And there is a lot of, I mean, one of my favorite things is Lucy Lawless's character and that catty bitch character. I can't remember what her fucking name is.
I don't know. She's
Lucretia? No.
She's the Legatus's fucking wife.
Yeah. And I can't remember what her name is.
Like a 24-year-old, just fucking. She's just a fucking piece of shit, man. I mean,
she's a terrible
every
person.
fucking thing she says is just some kind of oh, well, how disappointing. Oh, yeah,
everything is either just like a straight up. Like everything she's so passive aggressive, and everything she says is like either a backhanded compliment or just kind of like she's just the fucking worst.
I don't have any children. Oh, I would have thought that a woman your age would have many children.
Yeah, it's just like she always every single thing she says is
everything is fucking.
And even like the shit with the emerald necklace, because there's this whole thing about the emerald necklace.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, that's so beautiful. I remember what's his face, like the dude that sells him the jewelry. I remember him showing me that, and it's like I have one like that. You know, when emeralds were in fashion, like you know what I mean. Like she's like wearing it, she's like, oh, bitch, I'm just gonna kill you right now.
Fucking funny.
But it's just like, so I love the interplay between the two of them because I'm just like, oh, I love all this bitchy shit. But the men in this are real bitchy too.
Yeah, well, the gladiators.
They're just it's just not as refined as the women's bitchiness, I guess.
Yeah, well, the gladiators are all just trying to outcock each other.
I mean, yeah, the men are usually just like, you have a small dick, no, you have a small dick, you smell like a girl, you know, you smell like shit.
Yeah.
They're not real creative.
No. Well, it's just, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
You know? You're next. You know, that kind of stuff.
Oh my god. Yeah. Brittany said it sounds like my mother-in-law.
Oh yeah.
I've known many people like that.
She gets hers eventually.
Like that. That's something that a certain type of woman. Yeah. Some dudes too. I've known some dudes that were like that, but a certain type of woman, usually a real kind of pretty one like that. That's just something that they do, and I don't even know. I'm sure they know what they're doing, obviously, because everything is just calculated to cause the greatest amount of hurt while still maintaining plausible deniability that you didn't mean anything like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everything is just real.
Colin's saying that there's a documentary about that guy fighting off. It was some kind of leukemia, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh shit! I'm gonna have to see that. I'm like so fucking sad. He was so young.
He went down fighting. Yeah, he was the star of the show. He was good. Good. He's in real good shape.
Yeah, like in this first season, he's in amazing shape.
Yeah.
Mike asked, do we ever see the show Rome? I haven't, but a lot of people have recommended that to me, so I'm sure I'll get around to it one of these days. You know what I mean?
All right, so we should probably talk about what it is people want to hear about. You know that they want to hear about
Coming to America.
Coming to America.
Well, because I keep teasing about it because we were going to do a matinee on it and then we got sick and we couldn't fucking come on and talk about it.
Okay.
So we got to talk about it. Now, I will note, I did get a very funny message or very funny comment from Mango who said, "Don't worry about it. I felt ill after watching Coming to America too."
Okay. Yeah.
It was that made us like, no, seriously. It wasn't. I'm going to say from the outset.
It was an enjoyable movie. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I had a good time with it. Yeah, it's not as good as the original.
It wasn't as good as Dolomite.
It was the same director, though. I didn't realize that.
It wasn't as good as Dolomite.
No, not by a long shot. But it wasn't a terrible... I didn't feel like I'd wasted my time or anything like that. It was fun, and I had a good time with it, but I think it had some issues, but it wasn't as bad as I was expecting.
It had a pacing issue right after.
I think that was the main
part
problem.
of it. There were fucking flashes of fucking genius in it. How they ended the story of the king was just fucking great. James Earl Jones.
With Morgan Freeman at the fucking funeral.
Yeah, in other words, God at the death.
Yeah, hilarious.
Fucking,
that whole funeral scene was hilarious.
The king, played by James Earl Jones, decides that, yeah, he's going to die and he's going to have the best funeral and fucking all kinds of shit, you know. He's going to have, and fucking Eddie Murphy's character promises to
Akeem,
yeah. Akeem promises him the best fucking funeral of all fucking times. And fucking the king is like, yeah, let's do it now.
He's got to be able to enjoy it. I get it.
Let's have
Don't waste it after I'm dead.
And, yeah. So
I want to see what you guys come up with.
He goes to his own funeral alive.
Yeah.
He's in the damn coffin. Alive. And fucking observing it. He's enjoying it all.
All the songs and shit are great.
Yeah, all
too.
the songs are fucking great. It's fucking Morgan Freeman fucking basically
narrating,
standing for at God, talking to. It's brilliant. And fucking Akeem comes over to the fucking coffin, and it's the coffin standing up, and fucking the king's in it, and he goes, "You're right, my son. This is the best fucking funeral ever. It's time for me to die now." And he goes, "Okay." And he dies. That's it. That's fucking great.
Yeah, that was good.
It's great. He's like, "Father? He's dead." Okay, just, you know, it was awesome. The king dies when he wants to die.
Well, yeah, because he's the fucking king. That's why Andy's James Earl fucking Jones.
Now, then after that, it kind of shifts back, and the story kind of went through about a 5 or a 10 minute kind of time where they go back to fucking Brooklyn, and it's the story.
Queens, not Brooklyn.
What's that? Queens,
not Brooklyn.
Yeah, they go back to Queens.
Two different boroughs.
And fucking the pacing started to fall apart for me.
It was a little long. I think that some of it could have been taken out or like trimmed up a little bit.
They started introducing Hakeem's bastard son. Turns out he had a bastard son through one of the girls.
And they kind of like back maneuvered that like in the original movie, which okay.
Yeah. So it kind of, but then it kind of picked back up again. It did have some enjoyable stuff with his you know, Hakeem's daughters and what they were doing.
I wish there had been more of them, actually.
Right.
They didn't really get a lot of screen time. I mean, other than Mika, who was the oldest one, he had 2 other daughters, and it's like, I feel like they could have focused more on the daughters. I think that would have been cool.
I think they tried to as much as they could.
Yeah, I think the problem, there was just a little bit too much going on, I think. Maybe the plot was a little overstuffed.
It was overstuffed because they tried to insert a bunch of differing messages into the movie, including apologizing for the first movie, which you never do that. Okay, like, you know, Arsenio Hall's character replayed the fucking priest, like, these girls are here, and all that kind of stuff. You know, the ones that were, he had the beauty contest. What was his name?
Yeah.
He was acting as a priest. On 2 occasions, they referred to him as that sexist guy. So they're telling you how to feel about the character. Don't tell the audience how to feel about the character. It's not funny, and you're not apologizing for that character. You shouldn't have to. It was fucking funny, all right? Comedy is only funny when it's subversive. Allow things to remain subversive. Don't try to fucking back off of something. It's just like if you... I ain't gonna go that far when I'm gonna talk about... there's like sexual equivalence to that. If you're in there, man, don't deny that you're in there. You're in it. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, I'm sorry. It slipped. No, you know, that's that's what they tried to do.
I slipped on the wet floor and my dick just went right in.
Yeah, it slipped and it fucking went in the wrong hole. Don't fucking go with it. You know what I mean? Fucking, he's fucking talking about. Don't apologize for what made Eddie Murphy so fucking hilarious in those days is that it was subversive humor. Okay. And we're living in a new era of cancel culture. So by backing up off of the fucking comedic quality of the past, by backing off of it, you're betraying what it was. And you're also admitting that you did something wrong. We never admit that you do anything wrong. You're always
well.
right.
I don't know if that's.
Oh no, not
well. It's
not when it comes to art.
Well, when it comes to art, okay.
Never
Unless you kill
admit
somebody or something like that.
No.
Don't do that.
We're talking. This is art and humor.
Yeah.
Never back off that. In fact, you lean into that shit.
Well, if it was funny.
Yeah.
I mean, if it wasn't funny,
He should have come out and been more subversive. All right, top it. You want these fucking pussies in the media to go out and condemn the movie. If they go, oh, this thing is fucking terrible. It's racist, sexist, homophobic, transphobic, misogynist. You're guaranteeing its success. Everybody will go see it. They will. Okay. Because that's how he got famous in the fucking first place. But you see, they're all scared of getting canceled. So whose dick are they riding? Who do these people work for? Is this some kind of a fucking corporate back thing? Is it are these fucking, what do you call them? Are these independent films? I thought they were, but maybe they're not.
This one was actually made, and I didn't know this until I looked it up after. It was made by Tyler Perry's, he makes the Medea movies.
Yeah, well, what the fuck?
It was made at his studio.
I would have gone balls deep in that.
Well, and the problem, too, is that, one, it was PG-13, which it never should have been. It should have been R.
PG-13.
They were trying to get a wider audience. I get it. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, initially, this was supposed to have a theatrical release, and they wanted to see it. So, like I said, anytime you're trying to make something like that a PG-13 and not an R. Yep. Although I will say that the woman, I can't remember what her name is right now, but the woman that played his bastard son's mom. I've seen her in other things, but I can't remember what her name is. She was like pretty funny, and she got away with like a lot of lines that I was surprised that she got away with, like in a PG-13. But I guess she didn't say things. I don't know. It was just like the way she said stuff was like really vulgar, even though it wasn't really swearing, which I thought was really funny.
Yeah.
But like I said, there was a lot of shit I liked about this. I liked the plot line of, Eddie Murphy being such a rebel that wanted to like find his own woman when he was younger, and then kind of falling into the same trap as his dad and like, oh, I'm being all traditional, blah blah blah. Like, I like that. That was a good thing to explore. Yeah. I feel like they should have done more with that. I feel like they should have done more with the daughters. I didn't mind the bastard son character, but I thought like the romance between him and what was his hair person's Marimbe. Yeah. That was her character's name. I thought it was a good idea, like, for the romance there, but it's like, I felt like it was underdeveloped, and also I felt like he wasn't, he was fine, but he wasn't, like, as interesting a character. Yeah. You know what I mean? To kind of hang a whole movie on.
T's in there, she called it. All right, the kiss of death for the thing was the damn PG rating. Should have never done that. Never. Should have been a hard R, NC-17, been subversive and fucking funny. I'd have pushed the damn boundaries on the shit. But I understand that it had an audience. It had a family theme. You know what I mean? Because he's dealing with his family and there's kids and shit. So I guess they felt they should make it a PG movie and like fun for the whole family.
But it was kind of, it was kind of weird. But then they had that. Yeah. But then they had like some kind of Medea movie stuff. Yeah. Like some kind of real crass. Yeah. Kind of shit like they would have. So it was like a weird. Yeah.
And then you got Snipes. Who was that guy? Fassa, right?
No, Izzy. General Izzy.
General Izzy. That's right. From Next Story.
He was the highlight of the movie.
Yeah, he was like one of the fucking strongest characters in the movie with his fucking walk and shit and his military
Because he knew that the character he was playing was like ludicrous. And so he just ramped the ludicrous up. He was having a fucking ball.
Yeah, actually, ludicrous, but General Butt Naked.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, General Butt Naked was a reality.
General Butt Naked.
We did a show on General Butt Naked. I could contact General Butt Naked. I'd like to have him come visit. No, we'll keep him up in the spare room. Had to fucking show him. I would love to do a show with General Butt Naked. Because, you know, we have a lot in common, you know, with military backgrounds and shit. Fucking, and I understand where he's coming from, but I want him to tell stories about, you know, fucking cutting people's heads off and going on assault, fucking totally nude with a fucking assault rifle, leading an army full of fucking men dressed like women. You know?
That was a crazy ass.
James, like, don't bring him into this house. And I said, that should be fucking hilarious.
I don't know.
I think that should be hilarious, man.
Our show about him was hilarious, though. That dude's crazy. I honestly, I don't know.
Yeah, he's crazy, but, you know, it would be funny, though.
I mean...
I think he'd be fucking real amusing.
Maybe.
Oh, I'm sure he'd be a blast. Take him to the club.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Now we're getting in big trouble.
Take that bitch to the club, man. Get drunk. And try to explain to everybody.
That's kind of who... Well...
it's an important military dignitary from military history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody'd be like, General Butt Naked.
General Butt Naked.
Another fucking show about him. We're not the only person that's done a show about him, so, you know what I'm saying. Time Suck did one, too, actually. I haven't watched it yet, but I saw it.
Dude's copying us.
No, it came out before ours.
Oh, it did? All right.
But, yeah, so, but like I said, Wesley Snipes fucking great in this. I fucking loved the costume designs.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah. Now, the woman that did the costumes for this, same woman that did Black Panther. So she did all the, like, the Wakanda stuff. Yeah. And, I mean, the costumes in this are amazing. Amazing. Like, especially, like, the woman who the bastard son is supposed to marry, like General Izzy's daughter. What was her name? Bopoto?
Yeah.
When she comes in that fucking outfit with the gold and like the head, oh my god.
Yeah.
That was fucking amazing looking.
Yeah, they're cool.
But all the costumes in this were fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And the musical numbers were amazing. Yeah. I loved all the songs.
The songs were good, yeah.
I love that they had Sexual Chocolate come back, which they'd done more of a Soul Glow. They had like a little call out to it where like I think the theme song was playing on a TV or something like that, but they didn't have the guy back. Maybe he wouldn't come back. I don't know. They got like pretty much the whole entire cast. Other than the woman that played Akeem's mom in the original movie, I think she died in the 90s. So obviously she couldn't come back.
We'll talk about her though.
Yeah, they do talk about her, but like she couldn't come back. But they pretty much got almost the entire cast back for it, which I thought was pretty cool.
Man, it's time for a good Wesley Snipes movie. I
mean, Wesley Snipes, he kind of stole Dolomite too, I gotta say. Not as much as he stole this one, but
I would have liked to like another 15-20 minutes of fucking General Izzy.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Yeah, General Izzy. Yeah.
I love that. I was reading the was it the AV Club? I can't remember. I was reading some like review of this, and they said something to the effect of, I'm paraphrasing, but Wesley Snipes comes in and steals the movie with no getaway car. Like in broad daylight with no getaway car. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, he totally does. Because like I said, he just fucking leans into this shit. It's amazing. Yeah. It's amazing.
He works well with on an Eddie Murphy production.
Yeah. And like I said, he was great in Dolomite too.
Right.
Like
Eddie and his team really need to work with him. You know what I mean? He needs to be like a regular.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's good. Man, I can't. It makes me want to say I want to see Blade again. Blade 3 was bad, but it wasn't his fault. It was the fucking director. All right, and what he tried to do. Blade 3 was about getting rid of Blade and bringing in new characters. It was fucking and Snipes knew that. There was no fucking Blade 3. You can throw that one out. It was Blade 1 and 2. Don't even. If they came out with a new Blade movie with him as Blade, that'd be fucking great. But the problem is that he's aged.
Yeah, but you know, he still looks good though.
Still looks good.
I mean, he looked good in this movie.
He'd have to fucking really get back in really good shape, and he's got to be at least 10 years older than me. And you could do some of it with CG. You know, trim him down in the waist area. Maybe put him on a cycle steroids. Fucking.
Well, you knew he had to bring that up sometime during the show.
Back up, fucking. Well, you could tell he was, you know, he was in good shape. Wouldn't surprise me if he did a couple light cycles there for the Blade series. Most of these actors do.
Well, and plus now that we have CG and we have all this stuff where you can make really kick-ass suits where you can just build a 6-pack into the suit.
Yeah.
You don't even need that shit.
Right.
It's like we can just fix it in post-production.